Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Chuck Hansen. I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's my privilege to be your host here this evening for a great Sunday night call. But, you know, before I do that, I've got to slide in here for a commercial. And the commercial is all about this product right here. It's called Slim Roast Optimum. I listened to a call on May the 20th. Yeah, just last month, right? May the 20th. And I heard on that call that Dave Jordan did, who's our guest speaker here this evening, about this product and about the testimonials. And, you know, I always take testimonials, you know, I just never know, right? I mean, until you try it yourself, you just really never know. I've heard so many testimonials over the course of the last 30 years that I just kind of take them in but on May the 26th, I got some of this product and I started taking it. And so I've been giving updates on everything that's happened. I was not prepared. Let me just point this out. I was not prepared for how effective this product is. It's practically ruined my life. You know, and I say that jokingly because it's prohibited me from eating, which I've become very accustomed to doing. And it's prohibited me from consuming a pie or a cake or a sweet roll or anything else having to do with sugar and carbs. Has prohibited me from doing that. And so that's not been very good for the family. And, you know, I've gotten myself into now a habit of weighing every day, right? Which I never did because I was already too fat. And so on May the 26th, yes, just last month, not 30 days ago, I was 207 pounds. This morning when I weighed in, I was 193.2. So, and, you know, I really have not felt hungry. I haven't had any cravings whatsoever. I haven't had any jitters or any of, you know, I couldn't feel anything in my metabolism changing. It's just that I didn't want to eat and I didn't have any desire for any of the junk food, and the weight has just been dumping off. You know, my goal is to get to 178. That's an old number of mine, and I was fighting at 178 when I was 20 years old, so that's been a long time ago. But you know what? I'm so excited about this particular product, but more importantly, I'm excited about the opportunity that Valentus has given to all of us because of a gentleman that I met about 8 years ago by the name of Dave Jordan. Dave and I, like I said, go back about 8 years. We were in a company together. I saw him put together a massive organization. And when that company started to unravel because of the mismanagement of the owner and the inexperience of the owner, Dave looked at me and he said, you know what? He said, I'm sick and tired of this BS. He said, I'm going to start a company and show everybody how it's done. And so, you know, again, I didn't really give that much, you know, much hope, quite frankly. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that before, but I've watched Dave go through some, you know, early success and then some trial and tribulations, problems that usually put most companies out of business. And now he's poised for an incredible 3-year run. And that's what I've asked Dave to do tonight, was just, you know, explain what's happened, where we're at, and where we're going. And we're going to get that done. But before we do that, Dave doesn't have his camera on that computer. So what I'm going to do is screen share over here, and we're going to get something else started that you guys can all look at instead of looking at a blank screen. So Ron, Karen, can you see that okay? You see the Valentus website, right? You see the Valentus website? Ron, just give me a thing, hit thumbs up. Okay, cool. Okay, so with that, let me introduce to you my good friend Dave Jordan, CEO and founder of Valentus. And Dave, I know we were testing your microphone a little bit ago. As long as you speak up, I'm sure everything's going to be fine. So take it away, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Chuck, and welcome, Ron and Karen and Ben and Dell. We have just had some incredible things happening here in the last 45 days with this company. And like Chuck said, July 21st, we'll be 4 years old. And 4 years old being debt-free, 4 years old, doing over $80 million in sales, 4 years old, never being late on a check, 4 years old, never having a backup order or an order that gets delayed or any of that. I mean, we've literally have tried to perfect Valentus. And like I said to John Aremza and Chuck Hansen and other people in previous companies, when I walked away from the industry, I said, the only time I'll ever come back is if I ever get to own my own company. Well, just so you guys know a little bit about myself, I'm a traditional businessman by heart. I mean, I have an 8th grade education. I was in 7th grade for 3 years with dyslexia. I grew up in a very big family, 13 brothers and sisters. My dad was a police officer. And when I was in 7th grade, I just basically was dyslexic. I couldn't read. So I would just basically not do nothing. I was more interested in my baseball cards and interested in, my paper route and buying cards. And so I was working at 11, 12, and 13. But what happened was I begged my mom to let me quit school after I made it through 8th grade. I was 16 years old. And she let me quit school. And I walked out of that school and started my own business at 16 and owned my own business at 19. And the next thing you know, it built over $100 million company today that has nothing to do with network marketing. And the love of network marketing came to me in 1994 when a gentleman walked into one of my sports memorabilia stores and showed me a program, and I didn't want to hear it. And he showed me the program, and I looked at it and I wasn't interested until he got to the power of duplication, the power of being your own boss and being at home and sharing it with your friends. And he just said, the power of duplication goes, can you tell 5 of your friends? And it went 5, 25, 125, 625, 3125, 15,000, 625, 72,001. And I said, yeah, I can tell 5 people. So I had a meeting at the Westward Ho Hotel, and I did a little thing in my store 2 weeks prior and gave people a $10 gift certificate to show up and see an idea bigger than baseball cards. And the next thing you know, 40 people showed up and 25 people signed up with the big pack. So the next thing you know, my mom and dad, my dad especially, is looking at me driving a new car that I don't even know how I got it. And making 5 figures a week, owning my own sports card store, and then making another, 10 to 15,000 in my network company. I was a young guy, I was 24 years old in 1994. And, I'm looking at, doing $30,000, $40,000 a month as a young kid. But what happened was I'm at an orientation for that company and I'm out doing everybody, not working it. I worked it about 5 hours a month. And the next thing you know, I'm standing on the river there and these people come up to me and they say, how do you enroll 18 directors? And I said, well, I don't know. I do my baseball cards. And the next thing you know, that company terminated me on my wedding day because they wanted me to close my sports stores down. And I said, I just won't do that. So that was my first experience with network marketing. And I just said to myself, I was devastated. This was 1997, July 25th, my wedding day. And I just walked away from the industry and I got back into it in 1999 when a friend of mine called me, got me to look at something. I wound up getting in a prepaid gasoline card, put 72,000 people in that company in 13 months with a couple friends of mine with a postcard. And the next thing you know, I'm in Disneyland with my wife at the time, Joyce, and she's still my wife. Joyce is actually the only girl I ever dated. I met her in 1989 and I married her, and I've been together with her ever since. First girl I ever went on a date with. So I guess there's new things for me all the time, but that's one thing I really pride myself on. But here's the one thing I can tell you. With that second company, I'm at Disney World at the Magical Kingdom, and I have no kids. By the way, happy Father's Day to all your fathers out there. But then I find out that the owner ran this company out of business. So this is my second experience. So the first one, I get terminated on my wedding day. I'm the top builder. The second one, the company goes out of business. So I gave up on the industry in 2001. But what happened was my father got throat cancer in 2001, and it came back actually. He got it in 1997. And he came to me and he got his voice box taken out, and he's writing on this piece of paper if I could find him a product, because the doctor pretty much sent him home to die. And I tried and tried and tried. Well, he died, and, he died on his birthday, actually. My dad was a pretty tough guy and pretty courageous guy, but, that crushed me. And I was hurt because I was probably the closest to my father out of all of his kids. I was like my dad's one of his favorites. I don't want to be biased or whatever, but my point is, so my dad asked me to find him something. And then a friend of mine, that same friend that put me in the gas program, calls me up in July of 2005. And he says, Dave, I want you to go to this website. Go to www.uspto.gov, look at this patent. And I look at this patent, and this patent said on it, 100% cure of epithelial cell cancer. And I'm looking at myself going, wow. And he says, Dave, this product is something that your father would have wanted. It's a sign for you to come back. And some way, somehow, I didn't believe the patent. I didn't believe this, but I felt it was a sign from my dad to give network marketing a third try. I got in it, made triple diamond real fast, working 5 hours a week, running 16,000 auctions on now America's #1 home business, eBay, and, carrying a 100% rating. And the next thing you know, the owner of that company is sitting on the beach with me in Atlantis, and he says, what do we got to do to get you to go full time here? And I said, there's nothing you could do. I don't trust owners. I don't trust any of you guys, man. I mean, it's just like, it's too heartbreaking. Well, you could trust us, Dave. And he starts talking about our family and my youngest little sister with Down syndrome. And the next thing you know, I kind of start backing out of my sports deal. So I'm saying, well, I'll slow some of these auctions down, put more time into this company. And the next thing you know, Chuck, he terminates one of my best friends at Diamond named Clayton. And they're picking on my buddy Rick, and they just won't stop, So get this, Chuck. I walked away from $50,000 a month there. I told him to stick it. I was done with the industry, went and focused on my sports. And then I met your buddy Mark, and I gave it one more crack. And, then Chuck came into it, and then the owner, who I'm talking about, Chuck, not you, Chuck, but the other Chuck, comes into it, and he overtakes the guy's company. And I said, I can't build this. And the next thing you know, I walked away, started to put the business opportunity together with Valentus, and the company was born in July of 2014. I launched Valentus. Very hard work, very hard to get going. The hardest thing about doing network marketing companies is merchant accounts and having credit and having backers and investors. And all my buddies that ever failed because of lack of money. Well, the one thing I can tell you about Valentus is I've got 5 people that want to be a part of Valentus that I don't need to be a part of Valentus. So if I ever had to go get money, I'd go get money on my terms. But we don't need that here. The beautiful part about Valentus is we're debt free. And everything we do, we pay cash for. We looked at our corporate office, we paid cash for it. We order product, we pay cash for it. We never go into debt. There's never any debt on the books. And that's the beautiful thing about any company that goes 4 years. Now, when Chuck Hansen's talking a little bit about the ups and downs of Valentus, we've gotten through. I believe we've weathered the storm. And, we've got 11 products, I call them. And, we had one product, our 4th product was a dark roast, slim roast coffee. And it was just something that we had to change manufacturers. There was no choice. It was a big risk. It was something I had to do because I love people more than formulators and more than, products and this and that. And I just felt it wasn't the right product. So I changed it, and that hurt our revenues. In 2016, we were ranked #1 fastest growing company in the world. And then 2017, we still did the really good numbers, but we didn't have that 900% growth. Now, sometimes companies grow too quick. Sometimes companies could grow too quick and you go out of business because you can't keep up with the growth. And in 2016, I kind of saw that. I saw how fast we were growing. I saw that my manufacturers had to keep up with the demand. The beautiful thing about Valentus was we built Valentus on an eBay infrastructure. So we built Valentus on America's #1 home-based business that, they do $16 billion a year in sales. And everybody that does eBay does it. A lot of them do it from home. But what I did was when I put Valentus together, We did it with an outsource. We wanted everybody to do their own things. We wanted to outsource the shipping. We wanted to outsource the customer support. We wanted to outsource everything. And we did. But finding out that when you outsource customer support, you never know who's on the other line. It's a stay-at-home mom that's aggravated, treating my dearest people like crap. And so I fired them all about 6 months ago. We brought customer support in-house. Now we're grade A. And that's one of the pitfalls we had, was that you learn as you earn. You learn as you go. You learn, you know, I never lie to people. I don't have a Yale, I'm not a Yale grad. I don't have a master's degree from UCLA, or I learned from the school of hard knocks. I married a poor farm girl. I grew up in a poor family that worked hard. My father worked 3 jobs. One was a police officer, one was a tree cutter, and one was a security guard, raising all of us. Never was on welfare. But I got my dad's work ethic. And the one thing I could say is I did it through hard work. I never inherited a penny. I didn't marry money. I didn't, you know, me and Joyce, my wife, have made every dime I've ever made through hard work, through persistency, through believing in what we're doing, through believing in the mission, and trying to be the best you can be. And you know, all I can say is this about Valentus. You know, we have not even scratched the surface on what we're going to do with this company. And this new product came to me 40, 50 days ago through a very good friend of mine who came to me and said, you know, I want you to have this product. Dave, I trust you. I know you'll send me 500 grand. I know you'll send me $5 million. I know you'll send me 10 million. When the money's due, you pay, Dave. I know that. That's why I want to come to you. You're my friend, and you've never been late with me. You've never been let me down. And you know what? I believe, Chuck, that this product, this new Optimum product, is the talk of the country in 6 months. I believe every network marketing company is going to see this product and see what it is. And believe me, I'm one of those guys. When I came into Valentus, I was 325 pounds. I got a video of our first meeting we ever did in Grand Forks when we launched the company. Now, I was 325 pounds, and I lost 80 pounds on our product line. But the thing about it is I gained about 20 of them back 6, 8 months ago. And you know, I plateaued, and our products were great to keep my weight off. I mean, because I like to eat. But when this new Optimum came out, Chuck, I started drinking it. And like you said, you know, I went out tonight with the team here at corporate, because we were working in the warehouse. And, you know, I went to this little buffet, and all I had was a couple pieces of roast beef and a little chicken and all that banana bread, and all them sweets are sitting there. And I swear to God, I didn't touch one of them. And that is unbelievable, that your mind can take control of something like that. And Chuck, if everybody knew that out there, if they could feel that feeling, if every person like myself and John Aremza, whoever had a weight challenge or a weight problem, could see how this works, the world would want to know about it. And this product is absolutely magic that way. I'm not into making claims. I'm only talking about my personal testimonial. I'm talking about what it's done for me. This product has changed my life, but I take all the products. I take the Max. People say, Dave, your energy level is through the roof. How do you get all that energy? I just use our products. I use our products. I feel great. The mental clarity is unbelievable. And all I can tell you, Chuck, we're not going to have a 3-year run here. This is my legacy, Chuck. I'm already a multimillionaire. I mean, in the sports world, you know, people see me, you know, I mean, I'm one of the only guys in the United States, Chuck, to own a complete collection, DNA, of every president's autograph, from George Washington to Donald Trump. I'm one of the only guys in the United States to own that collection. I mean, I've got things like you wouldn't believe that are so rare. I don't have Picassos or Rembrandts yet. I don't get into them type of collectibles, but some of the other things I have are so unbelievable in my other business. And here's what I could say. That's that other business is my fun, what I enjoy, but network marketing is my legacy, to show people how to do it right, to show people that there is a way to take a person like Chuck Hansen, that's, you know, a legend in the industry, made lots of money. It's not a big secret that people like Chuck come here, because John Aremza came here. John Aremza is an $18 million earner, and his company crapped on him. John's only been in 3 companies. And he said, Dave, I'm here with you for life. Rick Gerald's, you know, has made millions of dollars here, Chuck. He's your buddy. Came here because he was so sick of all the companies out there that treat him wrong. All the different people that we have here, over 150 diamonds, Chuck, and they're all here for the right reasons, not the wrong. And the most beautiful thing about that is, Chuck, I didn't pay you a dime to come here. I didn't give you $100, $500, $10,000. You came here because you want to be a part of the mission. You wanted to be part of the vision. And Chuck wanted to be included. And there ain't a day that goes by where I don't listen to Chuck, because Chuck's forgot more about the industry than I'll know. And my whole thing is in this industry is I just hang out with the guys that know more than me. I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm a person that loves people. I'm a person that loves watching people succeed. I'm a person that likes watching results. I'm a person that won't let you down. My thing with Chris Lamont and a lot of the other leaders out there that are in this company, when Chris Lamont came here, I told him, just give me one chance, Chris. I don't need two. And now Chris is a triple diamond, you know, and he's just so focused and laser focused on what he's going to do. And you wouldn't believe it, guys. I mean, 11 diamonds that I've brought in personally to this company that are here, that want to be here, that want to build with everybody. It's a fun company. And when people find out the fun, just attend one of our conventions. Just, you know, I'm not one of those I mean, I wear a suit at convention, but I'm not one of those guys that gets up there and, you know, I'm up there impersonating and joking around and having fun. And that's just what it's supposed to be about. You know, when you start getting too serious, then things get too serious. But when you really just want to start enhancing lives and helping people and letting people see true facts with a compensation plan that I believe nobody else in the industry has, I believe that we are going to be the impact in the next 2 years of this industry. I believe that we're going to knock this thing through the next year and the year after. We have 2 other products coming on board in the next 6 to 12 months that we are pulling magic together to bring. All I can say is, Chuck, I mean, I don't know what else you want me to cover tonight, but you know, you wanted me to tell them a little bit about my story, so I don't want to be much of a bragger, but I just felt like I'd sum it up in 10 minutes, so hopefully I did okay.
Dave, you did great, guys. And, you know, I just want you to understand that, you know, to be a success in this industry, all you've got to do is find a company that'll stay in business. I mean, that's it. You just have to have enough time for that momentum to start to happen, that exponential growth to start to happen. And that's what I saw with Valentus. They went through some great growth in the beginning. They had some challenges, but I'm telling you that in 2019, we will do as well as they did. They did 32 million in 2016, right? I have no doubt that we'll do between 30 and 50 million in 2019. Maybe it's going to be more than that, but I'd rather, you know, 50 million. And then we're going to 3-up it, right? We're going to do a 3-time, you know, because I've seen this before. I've experienced it before. We'll do 150 to 200 million the next year, 2020. And then in 2021, you know, so all I'm asking everybody to do is just investigate it. Take a look at something. You know, it was 2006, a good friend of mine came to me. I was living in Austin, Texas. In fact, I had just moved from Austin to North Carolina. And he came to me and he says, hey, man, I want you to be part of this brand new startup company. And I said, Brian, I said, I don't know, man. I said, I just don't think I can do it. And, well, long story short, I passed on that company. He has gone on. That company is now 12 years old. I was looking at Business for Home magazine today, and he's the #5 income earner in the entire industry. His income monthly is $700,000, and you know, he has made tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. We're still dear friends, but he laughs about my turning that company down a lot, you know, more jovial than I laugh about it. So, but you know, everything happens for a reason. And all of my experiences have pushed me in this direction. And I just see a huge home run for everybody. And you know, all I want everybody to do is just go take the tour, right? Go get pre-enrolled, take the tour, and then start to investigate Valentus from the inside out. So, hey, Dave, I want to thank you for taking your time here this evening, buddy. We've been right at 30 minutes, so I like to stay on time. And so, with that, guys, happy Father's Day to all of you fathers. I've got, as you guys probably know, I've got 5 girls. And those 5 girls have spun off 5 grandchildren already. And I'm surprised they haven't spun off 25, but that's another story. But, you know, it's going to be great just working with everybody through 2018 as we get our teams together. 2019 will be a great, great year. 2020 will be amazing. And 2021 will be all that you've ever thought about. Because if you'll just continue doing the same thing, you know, those easy, you know, daily routines that we teach, you know, just stay in a habit of doing that, contacting people, promoting the products, promoting the events, and sharing the opportunity with people, then this business is going to grow. So, Dave, with that, buddy, I want to thank you for taking your time on a Sunday evening. And guys, I'll get this recording out to everybody. So, with that, adios, and we'll call it a night. So, good night, everybody. Good night, Dave.